Welcome to my channel where we discuss everything about politics, especially about the 2023 presidential election in Nigeria. In the last video, I talked about the the lawsuit, a major lawsuit that was filed by residents of the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, and registered voters in the territory, in which they filed at the Abuja High Court to stop the inauguration of Ahmed declared president-elect Asiwaju Bola Tinubu until the election petition tribunal determines the status of Abuja in terms of section 134 subsection 2b of the 1999 constitution, which states that for anyone to be declared the president-elect or the winner of a presidential election in Nigeria, the person must get majority of the vote cast and get at least 25% in two-thirds of the states of the federation and the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. They say until this case is, until appeal courts, until the election petition tribunal determines that Asiwaju Bola Tinubu should not be sworn in, because from the what they file at the court, they are disputing the fact that Asiwaju was sworn in without meeting the conditionality of getting 25% in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. And they themselves, they feel that they are being discriminated against if Asiwaju is sworn in without taking into account their own votes. Okay? So they also pursue it as a human rights case. And they're also looking at that Abuja is compulsory, that no state should be able to substitute Abuja. So if they say that you must get two-thirds of the states of the federation, get 25% in two-thirds of the federation, and Abuja, if Abuja is not included among the 25% that you got, is not included, it means that Abuja voters are being marginalized, they are being legally ostracized, and that they demand that they be counted as important in the legal process. What it means in essence is that Abuja itself is compulsory, so they want their votes to be counted of who becomes the president. And they also take note of the fact that whoever emerges the president of Abuja becomes the administrator of Abuja. So the Abuja people ought to have a right in determining who becomes the administrator. That is why getting to 12% in Abuja is important, because the president of the country becomes the administrator of Abuja. He appoints the minister of the Federal Capital Territory that administers of Abuja on his behalf. And you know that Abuja has a special status. It doesn't have a state house of assembly, but the National Assembly makes law for it. Okay? It doesn't have local government. What it has is councils. Okay? You have heard about Abuja Municipal Area Council, Buhari Area Council, and stuff like that. Whereas in other parts of the country, you're talking about local government. So a lot of differences and all that. So they want the court to stop the inauguration until the appeal court. So it's now left for the appeal court, if their matter goes through, it's now left for the appeal court to determine whether they can accelerate their ruling, whether they can accelerate their ruling so that they can rule on that before the inauguration. Everything depends on what the court want to say anyway, what the High Court want to say, and what the election petition tribunal does. So that is the way it is. But in the last video, I did look at what some of the declarations that they want the court to make in the respect of the appeal, in the respect of the suit they file. In this video, I'm going to look at the relief they are seeking from the courts in respect of the petition they filed to stop Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu from being sworn in. So we are going to look at some of the relief they are looking for, and then if there is still time, we may look at implications of a few of them, or at least one of them. Now, one of the reliefs the Abuja residents and voters in the suit they file against inauguration of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, or the swearing in of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is that they want a declaration that the plaintiff and other residents and registered voters of the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, have a legal interest in and therefore a constitutional right to be heard on the question whether or not the person who is to be elected president of the Federal Capital Territory, president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and consequently administrator of the Federal Capital Territory through the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory and the Federal Capital Territory Development Authority on the first ballot is required by Section 134, subsection 2B of the Constitution to obtain at least 25% of the vote cast in the FCT. Number two declaration is a declaration that the plaintiffs and other residents and registered voters of the FCT Abuja may not be denied the interest that the Constitution gives to them in the acceptability amongst them of the person who is elected president of the country and therefore administrator of the territory through the Minister of the FCT and the Federal Capital Territory Development Authority by the requirements contained in Section 134, subsection 2B thereof, that such a person must obtain at least 25% of the first ballot. Then number three declaration. A declaration that the plaintiffs and other residents and registered voters of the Federal Capital Territory Abuja may not be discriminated against in juxtaposition with the residents and voters of the states of the country in the determination of whether or not any candidates in the February 25th presidential election fulfill the conditions to be declared elected as stated at Section 134, subsection 2B of the Constitution, by means of substituting any state for the Federal Capital Territory Abuja. Number four declaration is a declaration that no state of the country is at the same time the FCT for any purpose whatsoever, including in particular under Section 134, subsection 2B of the Constitution. They also want the courts to make a declaration. Number five of the declaration they are seeking from the court is a declaration that no candidate in the February 25th presidential election in the country may validly be declared elected president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria without that candidate obtaining 25% of the vote cast in the Federal Capital Territory Abuja. They also want a declaration, this is their number 6 declaration, a declaration that no candidate in the February 25th presidential election may validly be sworn in as the president and commander-in-chief of the Federal Republic of Nigeria without such candidates having obtained 25% of the votes cast in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. The number 7th declaration they are seeking from the High Court is a declaration that following the February 25th presidential election and until a successor is determined in accordance with the provisions of the Constitution and sworn in the tenure of office of His Excellency Muhammad Buhari, GCON, as President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, subsists and endures in accordance with the provisions of Section 135, subsection 1A of the Constitution. This is one particular area I want to look at. This number 7 declaration. That's a declaration that following the February 25th presidential election and until a successor is determined in accordance with the provisions of the Constitution and sworn in the tenure of office of His Excellency Muhammad Buhari, GCON, as President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, subsists and endures in accordance with the provisions of Section 135, subsection 1A of the Constitution. Now, what this particular declaration is seeking is that a declaration that if none of the presidential candidates met the requirement to be declared winner of the election, okay, and until a successor is sworn in for President Muhammad Buhari, they are seeking that the one that INEC declared should not be sworn in until the status of Abuja is determined. And they are saying that in case in the process of doing this, nobody has yet been sworn in before May 29, that the court should make a declaration that President Muhammad Buhari, who has a tenure of 4 years, a tenure of four more years, his tenure is finished. This is the last tenure of Buhari after the first 4 years of 2015 to 2019, and now 2019 to 2023. His tenure has reached its maximum point on May 29. But this Abuja residents and voters and registered voters in particular, they are saying that if nobody is sworn in by May 29, if there is nobody to be sworn in because of the lacuna over Section 134, subsection 2B, then it means that there is no need to hand over. It means that the presidency of Muhammad Buhari will continue. So Buhari will continue to be in office until such a time as a properly elected president emerges and is sworn in. Then the tenure of Buhari will expire. And they are basing this on Section 135, subsection 1A of the Constitution. Okay. Now, so this, what it means is that there will be no vacuum, because they say that Tinubu will not, if their demand is met, that Tinubu is not sworn in on May 29. What they are saying is that the court should declare that the administration of Buhari will continue. In essence, it doesn't mean that there will be a vacuum, because there are a lot of people who are thinking that there will be a vacuum if there is nobody sworn in on May 29, given the fact that Buhari's 8-year tenure will expire by May 29, 2023. But this demand declaration that demanded from the court is actually to show that there will be no vacuum, that the Buhari administration will continue until such a time that a new president is duly elected, or somebody else, or whoever, or even Tinubu himself, is confirmed that he met all the requirements, including Section 134, subsection 2B of the 1999 Constitution, to be declared president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, until such a new person emerges who met all the requirements that to be sworn in as the new president, that Buhari administration will subsist. It means that it will continue to run the country. So in that invariably, what it means that even if there is no May 29 swearing in, that if the court agrees with them, there will be no vacuum. That the Buhari administration will subsist, will continue to run the country until a new president emerges. Then let us look at eight. One of the declaration they make, which was a kind of an order. They want the court to issue this order if the court agrees with them. An order setting aside or suspending any declaration or issuance of a certificate of return to any candidate in the February 25th presidential election in the country as having been elected, save and except it is judicially determined with finality that such candidate fulfill the conditions stated at section 134 subsection 2b of the Constitution of Nigeria. Now, this order, they are what they want the court to declare is that the certificate of return issued to any candidate should be invalidated by the court. That any certificate that was given to anyone in respect of the election, of course, you and I know that Asiwaju Bola, Tinubu, the presidential candidate of the APC, has already been given a certificate. He said that that certificate should be declared to be invalid in line with section 134 subsection 2b of the 1999 Constitution, and that the court should make a declaration on that. Then another order that they want the court to look into is an order restraining the Chief Justice of Nigeria, any other judicial officer, and or any other authority or person from swearing in any candidate in the February 25th presidential election as president or vice president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria until it is judicially determined with finality in accordance with the provisions of the Constitution that such a candidate has fulfilled the requirements of section 134 subsection 2b of the Constitution. Okay, and I think what they want, what they are praying for here is that, from what they are praying for here until the Supreme Court, because they are talking about the finality, that nobody should be sworn in as president or vice president until the finality in accordance with the provisions of the Constitution. Invariably, right now, the matter is with the Election Petition Tribunal, which is actually operating from the appeal court before it will move to the Supreme Court. From what they are saying here, what they are demanding, it means that until the Supreme Court determine who is the winner of the election, nobody should be sworn in as vice president or president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria based on the February 25th presidential election. That is what they are demanding, what they want an order to be made by the courts in respect of their lawsuits. And then they demanded for other orders that the Honorable Court may deem fit to make in the circumstances of the case. What they are saying that if there are other orders that the court can make in respect of their suit, which will be for the good of the country, sort of, they can make such order. And so these are basically the prayers or the declarations that the Abuja residents and registered voters are demanding from the courts, from the High Court in Abuja, in respect of their quest to stop the inauguration of Asiwaju Bola Tinubu as the president-elect of the Federal Republic of Nigeria So invariably, everything now, like it has been, we have keep saying here, is that it is the court that will eventually determine the final outcome of the 2023 presidential election in Nigeria. Thank you for watching this video, and if you are new to my channel, you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel, hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, anytime I have a new video, you'll be among the first to know. God bless you. And please don't forget to like this video, because when you like it, Google will rank it high and recommend it for more people. God bless you and yours.